I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. I said to you last time we were together, I was going to do a piece on why if Barack Hussein Obama ran for president against Ron DeSantis, that DeSantis would win hands down. Now, let me just put a couple of things out here. I'm going to explain some things. Both of them are graduates of Harvard University. Obama graduated Harvard. Whether you know it or not, Ron DeSantis also is a graduate of Harvard. And Ron DeSantis is also a graduate of Yale. Obama allegedly a graduate of Columbia University, so they fall in that Ivy League class. But DeSantis would beat the living socks off of Obama if he ran against him rather than running against Trump. Now, there's some things I'm going to say about what DeSantis has done. Not that I'm approving of any of them. I may or may not approve of them, but simply by my making mention of them does not necessarily mean I'm endorsing them. And what I want to do is this, is that I want to point out how Ron DeSantis, I think he's of Cuban lineage, that he certainly is Latino, and I think his original roots are in Cuba, as many of the Cubans came over on the Mario boat lift many years ago. He has raised himself up now to be the governor of the great state of Florida. Now, what Ron DeSantis has done culturally for the people of Florida, culturally for his roots and heritage of Latinos, what he has done specifically without shame, honoring them and honoring the tradition of the Latino people and the Floridians as well. Obama did none of that for black people or Hamites who they are. Now, here's what I want to distinguish. I want to show you. Obama did not lift one finger to culturally uplift black people the way Ron DeSantis goes head over heels into uplifting Floridians and culturally people who have a religious and a cultural belief, as does Ron DeSantis. Here are some of the things that he has done that has brought him to prominence. Number one is that he has formulated the statement of the word, the phrase, "don't say gay." Now, the one thing that Obama and Ron DeSantis will be going toe-to-toe on in terms if they ran one against another, Obama is the one who has yelled from the loudest place on planet Earth, "Please say and be gay." Ron DeSantis has said, "Don't say gay." Those two are diametrically opposed to one another on the gay issue. Obama has done more for gay people than Liberace. Obama has done more for gay people than anyone you could possibly ever think of. Obama's done more for gay people than 1,000 others who may have had gay intensity of diversity. He is king of the gays, Obama. And everything that you see happening now with the advent of gay, if you will, persons or programs can be traced back to Obama, including the Obergefell court decision going back during Obama's administration in 2018. So now here, but beyond that, Obama did nothing. For instance, Ron DeSantis, not only has he said don't say gay, but Ron DeSantis has attacked Obama's woke program and all of the disciples of Obama that are promoting this woke ideology, an ideology that most people don't understand or know anything about. Allegedly, it is there to say that black people need to wake up, or there needs to be a revisiting of the historical trek of black people in America, and there needs to be a recognition and reparations and a bunch of other things. It's just more malarkey. Now, I don't say that with hatred in my voice or spirit. but it's just some of the pensioner's Negro who has figured out how to hustle money out of white people with another black program, everything from the NAACP to the Marching to the Freedom Riders. And it's just another pensioner's Negro who done figured out how he can hustle more money out of white people and Jewish people while at the same time infest black people with more hatred for white people by raising up and remembering and reminding. So woke, Ron DeSantis, he said woke, I said Florida is the place where woke comes to die. Now, if Obama had stood up and said something similar to that, such as stop white supremacy or stop some of the organizations, and not that I'm saying that there are these organizations, white supremacy is a bad organization, and I'll tell you why if you're interested. But Obama did none of those kinds of things. And not only that, but in this critical race theory, Ron DeSantis has shot it down. He has not made apologies. He's not, if you will, tried to act as if he's not attacking it, but is beating around the bushes is the term I'm looking for. And he's also gone into book banning. Now, I'm for freedom of speech. I am. I am for freedom of expression, freedom of the press. But there are some books. I remember when in college reading a book called The Bluest Eye. And guess this, check this out. Our professor told us that meet me on Saturday morning on 3rd Avenue and 60 to 80 some street thereabouts. And we're going to, as a class, we're going to see a movie called Acaja Falls. And that's French for birds of a feather. And Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ. And as I walked, I had no idea. I'm a young man. I walked into the theater. And it was about a bunch of homosexuals. It was all homosexual. Everywhere you looked, there was a homosexual. They were dressing homosexual. They were talking like homosexuals. So, Lord have mercy, what I get in this? The college for, but Ron DeSantis said, you ain't bringing that garbage to Florida. That's right. No, he said, you're not bringing that. So he has not necessarily banning books, but books that are indecent. Books that should not be read. Books that you shouldn't be exposing children to such vulgarity. Ron DeSantis said, no, we're protecting our children. And also, Ron DeSantis, as governor of the state of Florida, cut off money to these schools that's promoting all this so-called diversity, whatever that they air quote. Let me do air quote. I don't do air quotes too often. I do air quote. Diversity. He said, we know we're cutting your money off. You find your money somewhere else. Go get your money from all your black people. Go get your money from all your liberals. Go get your money. No, but you're not teaching that in our schools. And they are having cat on the hot tin roof fits down there in Florida and all across America as well. But Ron DeSantis is not. But Obama never. Suppose Obama has said, well, now we're coming up to Harlem and we see that there has been a white wave of people coming to Harlem, sweeping black people out into the East River, the Hudson River, sweeping them into shelters, pushing them into the street, pushing them back down to South North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi. Obama came to New York, Harlem, and said, no, this is going to stop right now. This is an injustice. It's a social injustice. It's a racial injustice. It's a big money grab. I'm the president. No, we're not going to have these white people coming up here, pushing black people out of their homes, pushing them out of their businesses, kicking them into shelters, throwing them into jails. We're not going to have it. And Obama was standing on 125th Street and 7th Avenue and set up a camp there, set up an office right there on 125th Street and said, no, this gentrification, this land grabbing, this stealing, this robbing, this hijacking has to stop and going to stop now. It would not go back to the White House until these people, these banks, these white people stop robbing black people. It's going to stop and going to stop now. Imagine Obama had done that. Well, Lord have mercy. But he came up here to see his girlfriend in one of the restaurants, and after that, we ain't seen nothing of him. But no, Ron DeSantis is standing for the people. So on the platform, now Obama, by and large, has done by pushing gay pushing the queer, by pushing this agenda, he is the king of gay. No, he is the king of gay. He is the king of say gay. He's the king of be gay. He's the king of tranny. He's the king of whatever queers. He is king queer. Obama is. He's the king of queers. He is. But Obama's the kind of person that likes to throw a stone, as my Uncle Luke would say down there in North Carolina, and then hide their hands. In other words, they want to hit you, but they don't want you to know I'm the one that hit you. But not Ron DeSantis. He's no such coward. Ron DeSantis gets on television and he just signed a bill just a few months ago down there in Florida. And he's taking on Disney. Well, Lord have mercy, who would take on Walt Disney? Who will take on Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse? Ron DeSantis said, y'all, listen, we gave y'all all this corporate land. You got your own highways. You got your own police department. You got your own water system, sewer system. And now you want to come down here and promote all this gay stuff. Want to come down here now and promote all this stuff that's anti-God, anti-Bible. Well, we're going to take away all the rights we gave to you. So Ron DeSantis is taking on Disney World. That boy's bad. That boy Ron DeSantis don't play. Somebody said that he's a little bit weak and that he is not as charismatic as Donald Trump. Well, maybe not as charismatic as Donald Trump. Donald Trump better watch out because Mar-a-Lago is in Florida too. Ron DeSantis will hit him with a tax bill. Ron DeSantis said we're going to jack up the hotel rates, the taxes for hotels at Disney World. See how quick people are going to come down there now. They got to spend $200 a night just on taxes on the hotel. Ron DeSantis is taking on Disney World. Now, I'm doing this in a way that my voice is all excited and I'm kind of projecting. I mean, I could do it in more of a scholarly point of view if I so desire. But I just want to, y'all need to take another look at Ron DeSantis. Now, I'm not voting for Ron DeSantis to be president or even receive the Republican nomination. That's not what I'm here to do. What I wanted to do was just point up that Obama never did anything like this. Now, if I made myself clear, I have a busy day and a busy week ahead of me. I don't know. All I wanted to say was this: if that Obama had done half of the things publicly, culturally, that for black people that Ron DeSantis has done for people of God and the people of Florida and the people of his culture, if Obama had done half of the things, he'd still be president. Well, I don't know if he'd still be president. Let me not say that. But I simply want to say Obama didn't do anything for black people because he didn't care nothing about black people. Don't care anything about him, didn't care anything when they voted for him, don't care about him when he was in president, don't care nothing about him now. Only persons that Obama care about are gay people. And he ain't so hot on black gay people. That's what that is. And I'm not, I think Ron DeSantis can beat Joe Biden. And we don't know. We may be in 2025 saying President Ron DeSantis will be the first Latino, he'll be president. We may be saying that in 2025. Right now, Donald Trump commands the audience. Donald Trump is a commanding individual. Donald Trump can run Ron DeSantis off the stage. Charlie Crist almost ran him off stage. They're running down there for governor. But we may be looking at if somehow or another there's a slip between the cup and the lip about, Trump getting the nomination and running. Ron DeSantis is there, and he'll beat the living daylights out of Joe Biden, my time Biden. Or worse than that, Camelback ain't Black Harris. He'll get them all. Now, I'm not promoting anybody here. That's not what I'm doing. I'm neither Democrat nor Republican. I'm neither conservative or liberal. I'm the Lord's servant. I'm none of that. I left that being partisan. I figured I can't do that and serve God. I can't do that. But I am a commentator. I present news. Actually, I've been sent by the Lord to develop a promised land. That's my job. But I guess on the side, I do this news thing, which I like to do, and I like to bring these perspectives to people occasionally. But then by being this commentator on behalf of the Lord, I ran into the fact that America had elected what God Almighty said to me. Now, if you don't like this, if you don't believe in God, you don't believe God speaks to people, well, don't bother me. Don't punish me because you don't believe. But God said to me that Barack Hussein Obama, the long-legged Mac Daddy Obama, was the son of Satan. Now, you don't have to believe that. You don't have to believe that. That's what God said to me. And said that Donald John Trump is the servant of Satan. You don't have to believe that either. So I'm not for either one of them. But you don't have to say, well, Pastor, man, listen, the Lord said to me, you can't tell me what to say. Tell me if God says something to me that I can't say it. Let's be clear about what we can be clear about. Is that right? So I guess I could, present this some more scholarly and do it in my pastoral tone and all of that kind of a thing. I suppose I could have done. But I simply tried to communicate over the last few minutes that if you look at how Ron DeSantis is going right at the cultural issues, and he's laying in on them, and we are in a tribulation, I think that he goes at the cultural issues more than tribulation Trump. Trump does not necessarily go at the woke or at the CRT or at those diversity issues. Trump's main trump card that he plays is racism, understanding that there is a problem in America with white America, Japheth Americans, fading in terms of their population, their political power, etc. He realizes that, and even more than the cultural issues, the major issue, of course, is race. And nobody calls Black Lives Matter racist when they march, but if a group called themselves, whatever it is they call themselves, as a white group march, all of a sudden they're racist. But let me not say that nobody calls it Black Lives Matter. I call them racist. And anybody who's got half a brain would call it, because they're marching under a racial epitaph. They're marching under a racial idea. So anybody who marches under a racial idea is a racist. Trump said there are good people and bad people on both sides. And you have to take a look at that, if you will, exegete that, because it depends on your point of view. If Black Lives Matter march, they're marching under a racist flag. You say, well, it's a good racist flag. Well, okay. But are some people in Black Lives Matter that march with Black Lives, are everybody in there a good person? Or there's some people in Black Lives Matter that are thugs that knock up women, knock up young girls, and leave them to take care of their babies themselves. Many of them carry guns and shoot and kill, but they march under Black Lives Matter. And then they get in line with Black Lives Matter when there's some sort of a infraction or killing or shooting, and they burn down buildings. Are they good people that burn down buildings, carry guns, do all these awful things in black neighborhoods? Are they good people just because they're marching under a flag? Black Lives Matter? No. So we need to look at it, and that's why you're listening to me. Because the rest of these people got something to prove. They ain't going to tell you this because they're going to lose their advertisers. They ain't going to tell you this because they're going to lose their support system. They know I'm speaking the truth. They know you would be speaking the truth, but people don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear their version of what they believe is beneficial, not even necessarily right. Their version of what, listen, you got some thugs and Black Lives Matter. I'm telling you that people in Pelican Bay, now that's a prison out there in Los Angeles where you got some gang members out there that'll take your head off. Or prisoners in Alcatraz, or prisoners in Attica. You got some people in Black Lives Matter that the prisoners would escape from the prison because they don't want to be in there with them because that's how bad they are. Black Lives Matter. But as long as they march, all these liberals, everybody, well, we're fighting for our rights and our justice and everything. So you have to look at it. You have to hear from me because I'm the one that'll tell you the truth. The rest of everybody else got something they want to sell. Everybody else looking for ratings or money, or they're looking to keep their status, or they're leaking, and the liberal media promotes it because they want eyeballs, they want clicks, they want ratings, and they want to make money on advertising. And so that's why they promote Black Lives Matter, and then they want black people to come vote for them so they can outvote white people. That's what that's what it all boils down to. Just the truth, the simple truth, and nothing but the truth. At any rate, everybody, Ron DeSantis, who said don't say gay, but Obama is the king of saying gay. But me, I'm James David Manning. I'm the Lord's servant.